Oh, that was a little ferocious. Welcome, church, to your weekly update. This is Pastor Justin, and we're so glad to be living in Mesquite this beautiful time of year. It's hard to be in an office on a day like this, but we are faithful and we endure the hardship of office work on a beautiful day. All my office team in there. Anyway, so what's going on? What's going on with Primera Iglesia Baptista, First Baptist Church of Mesquite? Well, first I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Jerry Jenkins. You know, for 4 years, he has worked diligently doing research and implementing all kinds of plans and procedures, all to bring about a dynamic online presence with live streaming our worship services. And he has diligently worked in that area and has really been successful. We have one of the best live streaming ministries in town. And Jerry's always trying to make it better. He's driven to make it better. And he does a good job. We have a great team now, an expanding team for this ministry in this digital age. It is a crucial ministry in the life of our church. So thank you, Jerry, for your years of dedication and service. We appreciate you and trust to continue doing a good work for the Lord. So we're thankful for that ministry, thankful for Jerry that leads it and has done so well for so long. And we have a special announcement today. We are, as an administrative council, we are presenting before the church Mr. Rick Kempton as our next administrative council member. And how this works is we present him to the church, and you have a week to respond. If you have questions or concerns, you can contact myself or Dale Rust with your questions or concerns, and we will address those privately. If nothing emerges, and I anticipate not, but if nothing emerges and there's no problems, we will move forward with Rick Kempton being our next administrative council member to fill the spot that was currently void. And two of the most important passages that I look at when it comes to this kind of appointment is 1 Timothy chapter 3, referring to deacons, and verses 8 through 13. And also Acts chapter 6, verses 1 through 7. And those list spiritual qualifications of maturity and proven servant leadership characteristics that should give an example to the body of Christ. And so we have acknowledged Rick's service in his career and in the church in the last year or so, and we recognize in him a value for our team, and so we're presenting him before you. Part of what Acts chapter 6 talks about is the fact that during the early church, there was a conflict between two groups of people, the Hellenistic Jews, the more Greek-speaking and Greek culture Jews, with the Hebraic Jews. Because the Greek-speaking Jews, their widows were being overlooked in benevolence ministry. And so the apostles come together and say, and they bring the whole church together and they say, listen, it's not right for us to neglect the ministry of apostles and preachers and evangelists and those things we've been called to do in order to wait on tables. And that phrase, wait on tables, actually means administrative duties. It doesn't mean just serving chicken or bread. It means administrative duties. And so what they do is they have the church nominate 7 men, and they examine their characteristics, their qualities. They delegate them. They ordain them. It's not called that, but that's what they do. They lay their hands on them, and they put them in a place of servant leadership, although they're not yet called deacons, but a place of servant leadership as an example to the others and the rest of the church to be servant leaders, but more importantly, to handle that most important administrative task. Our administrative council does that for me. Each member of our administrative council has responsibilities that they handle that release a lot of weight off my shoulders, so I can focus on writing and producing good sermons and visiting people when they're sick and vision casting about the future and counseling and praying and doing all those more pastoral elder type ministries. They're handling very spiritual work, but very practical work in the church, whether that's finances or organizational ministry within worship, outreach events, and the building maintenance and things like that. Thankfully, I'm not gifted in those areas, and thankfully I have a team that leads in that way. And they also help keep the church on the straight and narrow as we move forward. So I'm thankful for them, and we want to have Rick be a part of that team as well. So according to our bylaws, I'm presenting it to you now. I'm presenting him to you now, and I will do so on Sunday morning as well before the message. You have a week to respond. If you have any questions or concerns about Rick Kempton, then contact myself privately or Dale Rust, our chairman, privately, and we'll address those questions and concerns. If nothing arises that is a problem, and I'm trusting that there won't be anything, then we will move forward with Rick as our next administrative council member. That's how that works. So I just wanted to communicate that to you today. In the meantime, this weekend we have men's breakfast. Saturday morning we have Celebrate Recovery tonight. We have Saturday worship service back in the sanctuary at 5 p.m. And then, of course, our normal service on Sunday morning. And a lot of other things going on, but you can read your bulletin. You can go check the website and check your emails for all those things. I hope to see you Sunday. It's our last sermon on parables in the Gospel of Matthew, on kingdom parables, secrets of the kingdom. I'm excited to wrap it up, and then we'll begin a new sermon series next week. So it is a pleasure to be a part of this church. It is an honor, a privilege to serve you all, to serve the Lord. And I love the church. I love this church, and I'm glad to be your pastor. Thank you for your prayers and support, and I hope to see you Sunday. By the way, if you're not going to be here Sunday, I pray for travel mercies, and I encourage you to visit a local church wherever you are, to worship with another body of believers, and bless the Lord in that way and bless the congregation in that way, because we're all the big body of Christ throughout the world. Anyway, until I see you again, God bless you. Take care.